The descent of a genius into the dark side always begins quietly and stealthily. An ordinary computer programmer, with just a few keystrokes, gradually starts building a global criminal empire. What sets him apart is his complex intelligence and insatiable ambition. As he starts exploring illegal avenues, the traces he leaves behind are almost invisible, yet each move calls forth a bigger storm. Over time, things reach a point where merely navigating the anonymous corridors of the internet is no longer enough. Power extends far beyond his fingertips into a vast network spread across the world. This network reaches into the darkest corners of human life, mixing with prescriptions, assassinations, and secrets. However, this story offers more than just a tale of crime. At first glance, he might seem like someone merely exploiting a loophole, but in reality, he plays the role of an architect at the heart of chaos and darkness. As time goes on, the structure managed by just one person grows with unstoppable momentum, and each new move leads to a greater unknown. A shadow, unseen by anyone, slowly takes control of the world, silently but with undeniable determination. Those who observe hold their breath, waiting for his next move. Paul Roux was an extraordinary figure who transformed from an ordinary programmer in the tech world into the mastermind of a global criminal empire. Born in South Africa, Roux's interest in technology led him to programming, and he initially focused on projects that appeared legitimate. However, when he began using his expertise in programming and cryptography for illegal purposes, he transformed into a notorious criminal mastermind known worldwide. Roux started his journey by creating an illegal pharmaceutical distribution network, but his criminal activities eventually expanded to drug trafficking, assassinations, and money laundering, painting a portrait of a dark leader. The foundations of Roux's criminal empire were built on illegal prescription drug sales, protected by a carefully constructed secrecy network. He developed highly intelligent strategies to protect himself and his operations, using fake identities, conducting operations across multiple countries, and relying on a robust technological infrastructure to evade capture for many years. In these ways, Paul Roux exemplified a rare intelligence within the world of crime. However, the sheer magnitude and complexity of his crimes eventually paved the way for his inevitable capture. The allure of selling prescription drugs online was the driving force behind Paul Roux's entry into the illegal world. In the early 2000s, during a time of weak regulatory oversight, he founded a platform called RX Limited. Initially, this platform facilitated the online sale of prescription drugs in the US and other countries, exploiting legal loopholes to grow rapidly. While it was claimed that the platform operated under legitimate prescriptions approved by doctors, RX Limited was actually enabling illegal prescription drug distribution. Roux focused on expanding the system and maximizing profits. Roux designed RX Limited not just as an online platform, but as the core of a criminal network. The platform quickly gained a large user base, especially in the US, and Roux made millions of dollars from this business model. However, what started as illegal drug sales eventually evolved into money laundering, drug trafficking, and organized crime. RX Limited was just the beginning of his criminal empire, and Roux was determined to delve deeper into the underworld. In his eyes, the anonymity of the internet was the ultimate weapon for concealing his illicit activities. The main trigger for Roux's dive into the criminal world was his discovery of legal loopholes. The lack of oversight in online prescription drug sales caught the attention of someone as intelligent and opportunistic as Roux. He exploited gaps in the US prescription drug system, using legitimate doctor prescriptions to enable the large-scale sale of drugs. What began as a venture navigating the gray areas of the law soon transformed into fully illegal activities. The slow response from governments and the insufficient measures to combat tech-based crime were key factors in his success. But Roux did not stop at illegal prescription drug sales. He expanded his criminal empire to include drug trafficking, arms smuggling, and even assassinations. His success in online drug sales created opportunities for him to branch into new areas of crime. The massive amounts of money he acquired through illegal means enabled him to diversify into darker and more dangerous paths. What began as a way to make money soon led him down a much darker and perilous road. The foundation of Roux's illegal network was shaped within the anonymous landscape of the internet. RX Limited evolved into a global platform that facilitated illegal drug trafficking. Roux ran operations across multiple countries, including the US and South America, working with doctors and pharmacies in different regions to expand his criminal network. The legal loopholes in the US, in particular, allowed him to grow his criminal empire with ease. This criminal network continued to expand by operating illegal activities in many different countries. However, RX Limited was more than just a website. Behind it was a complex organization. Roux used fake identities to carry out various crimes across different countries. From South America to Europe, Asia, and Africa, his criminal empire spread far and wide, operating under a shroud of secrecy. Roux also used technology effectively to conceal his activities. His use of multiple identities in different countries made it difficult to track his crimes. By bringing together criminal activities from different parts of the world, Roux successfully built a global crime network. Roux employed a highly complex strategy to conceal his criminal empire. His use of fake identities, forged documents, and multiple companies made tracking his activities nearly impossible. He introduced himself under different identities in various countries and conducted his operations through legitimate-looking businesses. The money laundering operations he conducted in different countries made it even harder to detect his crimes. Roux also relied on encrypted communication systems for his online activities, allowing him to build a vast network spanning the globe. While he was running his operations through fake documents and companies, he also established a seemingly legitimate structure by collaborating with doctors and pharmacies. This structure helped him hide his crimes, allowing him to carry out large-scale operations without being caught for years. His mastery of technology and strategic thinking allowed him to move through the criminal world like a shadow. However, the complexity of this structure couldn't protect him forever, as he eventually came under close scrutiny from international authorities like the FBI and DEA. The peak of Roux's criminal empire came when he became deeply involved in drug trafficking and assassinations. He used the money he made from RX Limited to finance drug trafficking and darker crimes. Roux made huge profits by trafficking drugs, especially in South America. However, drug trafficking was only part of his criminal activities. Assassinations and violence became significant aspects of Roux's empire. He hired hitmen to eliminate rivals, making him a formidable figure in the criminal underworld. Roux used assassinations not only to eliminate threats, but also to tighten his control over his criminal network. To maintain his dominance in the underworld, he resorted to violence. These methods further strengthened his criminal empire. In addition to drug and arms trafficking, he made even more money through these illegal activities. At the height of his empire, the global dimensions of his criminal network caught the attention of many. Roux had transformed into the leader of a vast global criminal empire. By 2012, Paul Roux's criminal empire had caught the attention of US authorities. The DEA and FBI closely monitored Roux's activities and launched an international operation. As a result of this operation, Roux and several of his associates were arrested. At this point, Roux's intelligence and skills were used against him. He agreed to cooperate with US authorities, assisting in the dismantling of his criminal network. After his capture, Roux helped bring down many key figures in the criminal world. Although he received some reductions in his sentence for cooperating, the severity of his crimes led to a long prison sentence. His cooperation resulted in the collapse of much of his criminal network. However, this cooperation did not erase his reputation for brilliance and ruthlessness in the world of crime. The end of his criminal career was inevitable, but the empire he built before his capture remains a testament to his dark genius. Paul Roux's criminal network was similar in structure to other illegal platforms on the dark web. Notably, platforms like Silk Road, which facilitated online drug and arms trafficking, can be seen as modern versions of RX Limited. Silk Road was another major platform for illegal drug sales and was similarly taken down by the FBI in a high-profile operation. The dark web provided a suitable platform for illegal trade, and these criminal empires took advantage of the anonymity of the internet to operate. However, Roux's criminal empire was not limited to the internet. In addition to his online operations, he was directly involved in crimes like money laundering, assassinations, and drug trafficking in the physical world. In this sense, his criminal career was much more complex than that of purely dark web-based operators. Roux's intelligence and strategic planning set him apart from other criminal networks. His empire not only leveraged the power of the internet, but also became a global organization, leaving a lasting mark on the criminal underworld. Ode, Paul LaRoux's criminal empire has largely been dismantled. His cooperation with authorities has led to the exposure of much of his criminal network. His arrest also resulted in the apprehension of many of his associates worldwide. RX Limited and his other illegal operations are seen as a victory in the fight against international crime. However, his criminal network also highlighted the dangerous potential of illegal internet trade. LaRoux's current status shows that his dark career has come to an end. Now serving a long-term prison sentence in the US, LaRoux has lost his influence in the criminal world. However, his criminal career remains a significant example of how illegal activities can be conducted on a global scale. The criminal empire he built over the years stands as a lesson in what a brilliant yet ruthless mind can accomplish in the world of crime. Although LaRoux's capture dealt a major blow to the criminal underworld, it also serves as a reminder that illegal activities persist.